So are you guys enjoying your guys' tour?
We love it. Erica, so we need a nice audio level on you. What we're going to do is say and then spell your name and then where you're from.
Erica Estrada from Red Valley Rancheria.
And Erica, you sit on the council, don't you?
I sure do.
And as far as being the oldest, the youngest on the council?
I was the youngest member to be seated on the Red Valley Rancheria Tribal Council, and it was my goal since I was 13 years old to become the next tribal leaders. I look up to my tribal leaders who've been seated before me, and I've always wanted to make a difference in my community and to make change and new change and to be able to pass on tribal government and sovereignty to our next generation is a beautiful thing. And I learned from my elders on the council to begin to understand really what sovereignty is and to understand that our tribal councils and our decisions we make reflect the next 7 generations after us. And the 7 generations before us had given their lives and sacrificed who they were and what they were, and sometimes had to give up their culture to mesh with the California government so that we could have what we have today.
How do you tell the next generation that there was a time when the government terminated all recognition of who you are, your ancestor, and your blood?
The next generation will be hit hard because it's real truth, and it was bloody truth. And many of our tribes were terminated, and many of our tribes were homeless. And they all banded together to go through that Tilly Hardwick court case so that we can have what we have today. So
the land that your family that once occupied, was owned, is it the same amount of land today than it was yesterday?
Definitely not. I believe they owned a lot more land in Red Valley, but I guess the government came around and had the elders sign away, their land, and then we pretty much, as a tribal council in 1983, had to buy land and go through the process of getting it into trust, and it's not a very easy process. We recently have purchased land in Lake County, but I find it extremely hard because the governor's not letting any land go into trust, and so many of our next generation is not going to possibly live on trust land, but that could be a good thing, It's not too bad.
I think there's a misconception that the government provides for all needs. Is that true?
That is absolutely untrue. We do not get a free ride through life. I pay taxes. I pay my fair share. Every time I go to the store to purchase something, I pay taxes. They promised us health care. They promised us education. They cut a lot of the monies. It's gone. Health care is not what it used to be like. They make you sign up on the Medi-Cal, and it's not the same. They don't cover everything. And now the government pretty much is cutting that out. And definitely don't get a free ride. The only free ride we possibly get is when we do buy a new car. We don't have to pay taxes on it if it gets delivered to the reservation. And if it does, they still charge you taxes. And, we don't pay the license fee. But that's about the only free ride we ever gotten. And education-wise, that money is so small. And it's got to be divvied up between, our 160 members that we do have. And, they don't want us educated. I believe that, because the educated Indian is going to, challenge that government and get back what was rightfully ours, possibly one day.
Because of loss of land, there wasn't opportunities to create industries or invest in real estate. So through hard-fought legislation, there became gaming. Does your rancheria share in any income from gaming, and where would you be without that?
Our tribe is a small non-gaming tribe, and we do profit from the non-gaming revenue. But honestly, that's become a real big headache. It's not reliable. You know, there's still money that wasn't given. You know, we were promised the world, you know, and just like before. What we do receive on my own personal level, I opened a holistic massage therapy business, me and my sister. And the extra money I keep our kids dancing. I buy them feathers for their regalia, and I put some aside for when I have to travel with our dance group, and so that we would never go without. I know a lot of the money has helped a lot of our community members come out of debt and to establish credit, and it's a beautiful thing, you know, but the root of all evil is that money, and it's greed, and it honestly tears these tribes apart. And I believe like it's going to come a time when these tribes are going to find mass chaos with this money, you know. Until that does happen, you know, all the spiritual things need to start coming back. I know the tribe that I work for is the Potter Valley tribe, and what they've done with their money was made me a position as a language director to revitalize and bring back the Northern Pomo dialect. And I've been honored to serve them as a youngster and to be able to connect with these children. And I believe that they spend their money the most wise because they want and believe in the culture. And even though, you know, we're in this generation, they believe that I'm the one who's going to be able to bring our kids this culture, this language, and the beautiful ceremonies on to the next 7 generations. And so it's been a big blessing for me that they've seen what I had in me. They've seen that my dedication to our tribe's language program, and I believe that with culture and language coming back, it's going to make these tribes see one another eye to eye, and that's going to unite us all as one strong community. And then we can, you know, live maybe like we used to live in harmony. So. Oh.
That is perfect. We don't go past the post office.